Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a really great hairstyle that I can't wait to share with you. It's actually a combination of both flat twists and two-strand twists. And as always, you can get a lot of versatility out of this style. So let's get right into the video. To get everything ready to go for this hairstyle, I have already pre-parted all my sections off. I started off going ear to ear, kind of straight across the center of my head to make sure that I can get these two little sections here, which are gonna be flat twisted, nice and neat. Everything else that is exposed, I'm actually going to two-strand twist. So just to give you a little view, this section here is going to be flat twisted, as well as this section here. So everything else that I have twisted up, these two sections here, as well as the four in the back, are all going to become two-strand twists. So before I begin flat twisting this section, I'm going to use my clips to make sure I clip off everything that I don't want to grab in this section. So that front part as well as this back part here needs to be kept out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a part right here going towards the front of my head. These are going to go straight across. Put that away for a second so that I can twist off the part that I am not going to be flat twisting. And once I have that separated and all away, I'm going to add a little twist and lock smoothie to this section, to the front and as well both sides. I'm going to use my dim-in brush to comb through that and make sure everything is smooth and continue to flat twist all the way until it is no longer attached to my head, and then I'll continue with my two-strand twist at the very end. If you need help on how to flat twist, I do have a tutorial on that and you can check it out in the info cards above. So since my hair is damp here, a little bit wet, I'm having to make sure my grip is really good so that when it does dry, it's going to puff up a little bit. It still maintains its structure and it still looks nice and clean and neat. So consider that when you're flat twisting on wet or damp hair versus dry hair. So I am going to continue flat twisting all the way on both sides. I've got 4 on both sides here, left and my right. Everything is nice and neat. And now we're going to move on to the two-strand twist portion. So I've already kicked it off here, done almost half of my head in the back. And I continue this same process of two-strand twisting all the way up to the very top. So here I'm showing you just a little bit more is done, showing you how it's filling in and how everything's starting to look. And now I'm going to give you a brief overview of how I actually two-strand twist at the very top for the part that has not been unloosened yet. So going ahead and taking this apart, and all of this hair is pre-moisturized with leave-in conditioner. I'm just going through and making this part towards the front of my head, clipping off the part that I do not need, adding some product in it to make sure everything is nice and smooth, and this is more of that twist and lock smoothie. Running the brush through it for a quick detangle session, and then I'm going to just part off with my fingers a small square section for two-strand twisting. Detangle, separate into 2 even pieces, and you're just going to cross one piece over the next. Make sure that everything is smoothed down as you go to the very end. And I'm going to continue this all the way until I finish this one strip of hair that I've parted off. And once I complete that strip, then I'll move on to the rest of my hair that's still loose, because I'm going to actually want to two-strand twist the entire section. And as you can see here, it's important to twist as tightly as possible, because when you do release it, it will slightly puff up, as you can see. But that's ultimately good because it leaves for a fuller look. So I'm just continuing this process all the way down to the end of the hair, and I'm simply eyeballing how big each section is to make sure that they're pretty much the same thickness by the time I'm done. And this is the very last one. Doing the same thing that we did with the previous ones, twisting, putting a decent amount of tension but not too much, continuing all the way down to the very end. And once that is done, you're complete. So here I have finished all the two-strand twists and the flat twists. I just got some clips in place. I'm showing you the flat twists on both sides. And everything looks good, but because I do have some straight ends, some ends that are suffering from some heat damage, I'm actually going to throw some rollers in just to make sure they have some nice curl. So I've got most of the rollers in here. I'm using perm rods with my paper ends. And I only put them in the sections that needed to be curled. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to add a little bit of wrap and set lotion, foaming lotion on the end, and I am going to wrap the ends around the perm rod that does have that paper end protector on it. Clip it up, swoop it over to the side that I want it to dry on, and that's it. I'm off to bed. So this is the next morning, and I am ready to take the rollers out. Everything is completely dry at this point, so I'm simply separating each little twist because they kind of stay connected from being rolled together, and you don't want that kind of clunky, chunky feel. So as I take them apart, I'm simply separating everything. It's actually looking really shiny and healthy. I am satisfied and happy with the results, actually. I think that's the fun thing about doing these hairstyles. I feel like I never recreated exactly the same 2 times. So every time I do it, it's a little bit different and you're kind of excited to see the results the next morning. Separating each twist here. We're on that very last roller. I'm doing the same separation. And now I'm going to get some bobby pins here and pin up those flat twists. I just kind of want to pin them back to the side. I'm rotating the flat twists around my finger just to tighten them up, make sure everything's nice and smooth and secure and looks good. And I'm just going to take that bobby pin and pin those kind of back towards the middle of my head, but not quite in the center. Give you kind of that mohawk feel without it being a complete mohawk look. And I use 2 bobby pins on this section to make sure that it's secured. One going from the top of the 4 flat twists and one going from the bottom of the 4 flat twists. Kind of situate the twist, make sure everything's laying nice and flat and looks good. And I'm going to repeat that same thing on the opposite side as well. Using those 2 bobby pins once again. One bobby pin going from the bottom and another one from the top, creating a slight X to make sure everything is secure. And there's a roller back there I see I have left out, but I do catch that right here. Go ahead and take that out. So that's pretty much it. Looks fresh, it was easy going. I got a lot of compliments on this style, so you should definitely check that out. This is how it looks from the side. Give you a quick 360 here. Everything's nice and shiny. Using those perm rods kind of helped with my ends that were straight. And that's it. I like this style. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that hairstyle. I surely did. I'm actually recording this outro about a week since I actually did that tutorial. So this is a week long. I've done some cardio, I've got caught in the rain, and it still looks really good. So I will be taking this out at the end of the week just to refresh my scalp and clean my hair. But other than that, this style really lasted up. So if you've got an active lifestyle, but you still have to go to a very corporate or professional workplace, this is the perfect style for you to get you through the week. So definitely give this style a try. Let me know if you do try it. Leave me some comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. And of course, subscribe because I've got lots more hairstyles coming your way. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I post new things. You guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy all your natural hairstyles, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.